Hi there, I'm back again with another review, and this time it's for Distant Thunder by Stuart Woods. Now, this book started out with Stone Barrington, who's the main character. He's in Maine. It seemed to be like a weekend getaway. He has a place there, but he's there with the President of the United States, Holly Barker. That's his lady friend. So, anyway, he got word of a gentleman who was found dead in the area, and the police later discovered that he had ID on him, which showed that he was in the CIA. Anyway, a little background on Stone. Stone used to be in the NYPD. He was a police officer, and then he later went on to go to law school. So now he's an attorney, works with this prestigious law firm. But he also consults with the CIA, and so he has contacts there. And of course, he's friends with the president, so he has major contacts. And then also he has a friend, Dina Bichetti, who is the police chief of the NYPD now. Now, Stone is not an ordinary person because, of course, he was in the police department. He's an attorney, but also he's extremely wealthy because his mom was a famous painter. And so he inherited from her. And then also his wife, who's deceased now, was extremely wealthy. And so he inherited from her as well. So he's major, major rich. But he seems to be at the core a pretty good guy. He tries to help people out where he can. But he also has these links with the CIA. And so there's a gentleman, Lance Cabot, who's going to come into play as well with this. But sometimes Lance just shows up. Um, Stone also is a ladies' man. He's so smooth. There's always a lady he's romancing, and we'll discover later on in the book. But he seems to be so upfront with everything. And when he's ready and he's done, he just says it. And that's that. So it's just crazy how the ladies just go along with it. And he's just smooth as butter. But anyway, back to the plot. So the gentleman, somehow Lance got involved. I think maybe he had reached out to Lance. And so Lance claimed no knowledge of this gentleman, that he doesn't seem to be affiliated with the CIA. So then is this a fake or what's going on? But anyway, he asked for them to not autopsy, the police there, not the local police, not to autopsy, but instead bring the body to Stone's house to keep it on ice, and then they'd send transport for it. So this gentleman, who's supposedly not in the CIA, it seemed that Lance knew who he was, but he wasn't telling Stone. So anyway, the gentleman's widow ended up crossing paths with Stone. Of course, Stone starts a romance with her as well, which is not surprising. So we later discover that the husband was truly in the CIA, and the reason that he was, found dead, which we later discover a huge twist with that, was that he was on a mission and there were some Russian operatives involved. And so when they were supposed to meet up for whatever reason, he had sent a colleague of his. And so because they didn't know, what he looked like, they killed the gentleman. And so they thought it was him. So that's what ended up happening. So anyway, Stone starts a little romance here with the lady, and there's some information that they discovered that the husband, had offshore accounts. There's a lot of money in it. They discovered that on accident because she wanted to find out, like, since they said he was deceased, what to do about any outstanding bills and things like that related to him. Now, in the book, these Russian operatives now ended up, coming after him and her because I guess they probably discovered that a secret in the book. I'm trying not to say what it is. And so he had left and went off to England for a bit, and then he came back. Um, and so they were going to head south just to get away from it all, get away from all the drama. So anyway, when he had went to pick her up, the widow's name is Vanessa. So when he had went to pick her up from her house, he went to get the luggage, went outside. Him and Dino, Dino was going with him. Went outside, and then when he came back in, she was dead. And so again, they had to reach back out to Lance and try to figure out what's going on in the span of such a short period of time, what had happened to her. So we went into the mystery of that. And we later discovered that it's really not what it seemed. And so, the book goes into them trying to figure out what had happened with the CIA gentleman who had showed up. and then what had happened with Vanessa, why she disappeared or why she was killed. So this book was pretty interesting as well. It was a pretty good plot overall. Towards the end, there was some scenes where there was a, I guess you could call it a face off between Stone and Dinu and the bad guys. And that's where the book ended up. Now, there was a mysterious note that was left from Vanessa about her not being in existence anymore. So I wonder what that was all about. So it's pretty vague, but quite mysterious. And like I said, I would give this book a 4. If you have read or listened to this book, let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.